Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in. How we feeling today? How we doing today? On this magnificent Monday. So I want to welcome everybody in, and also thank you for joining me today. Definitely appreciate that. Of course, I'm gonna be your host. My name is Toddy. And welcome to our weekly show that we do on Monday, or sometimes it'll be on a Friday or Tuesday, depending on when the Falcons play. Where we come in and we do our player grades. We do a little post game show, but mainly it's about the player grades. So that's what we'll mostly focus on today. Definitely won't be here too long today. We had a pretty lengthy post game show yesterday, so we won't be here very, very long today. But we want to get our player grades in, and we want to get some reactions. Going on 24 hours after our loss yesterday to the Tennessee Titans. We want to talk about that as well. Before we do get into grades, we want to talk about some things that have occurred that are occurring. Excuse me. First off, we lost Grady Jarrett for the season yesterday. So I wish Grady a very speedy recovery. He tore his ACL, and that's one of the more toughest injuries to endure as an athlete, or really as a person, as far as injury go, or sports injury go, I guess I should say. So wish him a speedy recovery. 99% of the time, that's gonna end your season when you tear ACL. So we wish Big Grady a speedy recovery. Definitely one of the leaders of the team. Definitely one of the anchors of the team. One of the more tenured guys of the team. And quite frankly, one of the best players on the team. So that's going to be a big loss, a big blow for us, for not only the defense, but again, just us as a team. So, get well soon, Grady. That may make us having to make a trade for more help or more depth on the defensive line, even a more pressing matter. Because reports surfaced yesterday before our game that we were already calling or campaigning for trades for more help on the D line, more help on the pass rush. So losing Grady, that's a big blow, man. So I think his backup is LaKale London. Y'all correct me in the comments if I am mistaken. I do know LaKale had a fantastic preseason. He had a fantastic preseason. I will say that. That boy balled in preseason. So with more playing time, this gives him a chance to shine. Gives him an opportunity to get more reps even next year when Grady comes back. So your time, LaKale London. As the old cliche goes in sports, specifically football, next man up. But once again, we do wish Grady a very, very speedy recovery. Very speedy recovery. We're gonna get up. We're gonna talk a little. Of course, we're gonna talk a little Desmond Ridder, a little Art Smith too. That go without saying. But let's do our check-ins real quick. We got John in the building as usual. What's up with you, John? Always great to have you here, bro. Y'all make sure to check John out also on YouTube. A great Georgia sports content creator. So if you're not subscribed to his channel, show him some love. Run up the comments, run up the likes, run up the subs. John Taylor Heineke is my quarterback one. I'm done with Ridder. So John coming in banging on Ridder. The offense has a better flow at Taylor, and it sucks that we lost Grady. Yeah, it does, man. That does suck, bro. I hated that news when I got up this morning. John also says we have to trade for Montez Sweater, Chase Young, now that we have lost Grady Jarrett for the rest of the season. We have to be buyers at the trade deadline. From what I've been seeing, on the Twitter streets, Falcons are definitely working the phone. So we could get a notification on our phone at any moment that a trade has been made. Could get a notification while I'm on this live stream, matter of fact. C-Dub in the building says shared and ready to go. Appreciate you, C-Dub. Appreciate the love, man. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. Marina checking in as usual. How you feeling today, Marina? Says, look at Ridder's face. Scared of the pressure coming. Probably prairie dogging as he gets tackled. So damn mad at him for the constant highlights ESPN is showing glorifying Will Levis. Yeah, I feel you on that, man. Feel you on that. Definitely not a great game for Ridder. At all. I think most of us was disappointed with Ridder's play and yet another turnover. Leading the league in turnovers at 12. The man got more turnovers than touchdowns. That's never a good thing for the quarterback. C-Dub's thoughts and prayers for Grady. Definitely. Speedy recovery. And, I'm sure he's going to bounce back. That's Big Grady. So Big Grady will be ready to come back and bang on offensive linemen next year. He'll be back better as ever, I'm quite sure. Marina says the only time we on ESPN is when we make other teams look like Super Bowl champs. Disgusting and fed up. Throw my whole damn TV away. That's what the Cowboy fans do. They Cowboy fans tear up TVs every single year. They notorious online for tearing up some TVs. So I ain't tempted to see no more bull crap from this team. I feel you, Marina. For real. C-Dub says, well, being a Falcons fan, I'm used to the abuse they give. I wonder what I did if they play right. Yeah, I know, right? That's abnormal for us, unfortunately. John says, Atlanta Falcons and Terry F. Baby, please say the baby. Shout out to Big Low. Listen to me loud and clear. Go get either Montez Sweat or Chase Young tomorrow ASAP. Marina says, I'm a diehard fan. Got it tatted on my arm. This season got me contemplating the damn cover. Oh, don't do that, Marina. Don't do that. You know how these Falcons work in there. Don't do that, man. Keep repping your tat. So I'm so fed up with this coach lacking truthful accountability. Let's ring the bell for that. Because I feel the same way. And Arthur Smith, boy, he's starting to come off as just like, he's starting to have like some kind of weasel traits, man. He last 2 weeks, the whole Bijan headache gate and how he handled this quarterback situation with Ridder and his concussion. Like you say, man, take some truthful accountability. The quarterback playing incompetence. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Marina also says we need to trade and fire Coach Smith. Ship his ass back to Tennessee via FedEx. Send him to Hartsville. Somebody get that private jet ready and send him back to Hart. Send him up to Hartsville. Put him on that jet. Let's see who else we got checking in real quick, y'all. Make sure I don't miss nobody. And also, I forgot. Let's get our commercial out the way. Again, thank you everybody for joining us. Make sure that you do smash that like button for me, man. That's the best way to show me any kind of love, show me any type of gratitude. It's just by pressing that like button. So everybody's watching on YouTube. Make sure that you do press that like button for me. It helps the channel. And also the Facebook crew, y'all please make sure y'all hit that like button as well. That definitely helps out the Facebook algorithm. And once again, I do appreciate it and thank you very, very much. Appreciate that. DJ Gamer checking in. What's happening with you, DJ? How you feeling, man? How you was feeling after watching that game yesterday? Says, this game, man, this guy shot. Tell me about it, right? Tell me about it. We got our brother Atlanta supporter in the house. Says, what's up, Todd? I need 2 pancakes, some eggs, water, and I need my food banging. Atlanta supporter, you know this ain't a Waffle House. You know it's only on the Waffle House you could place some orders. But I got your VIP treatment on Friday night for sure. Eric Parker says, what's up, Tyler? What's happening with you, Eric? How you feeling today, bro? What's going on? We got our brother Rusted Moore in the building. So damn, all these comments already, y'all have. Leave these folks alone, man. Leave these folks alone, Rusted. Facebook user checking in says, what's up, big dog? What's happening with your Facebook user? What's going on? Dre King checking in says, what's up, Tyler, my dog? What's happening with you, Dre? How you been doing, bro? Hope everything going well. DJ Gamer says, wishing Grady speedy recovery. We need to trade for a D lineman immediately, expeditiously, in my Clifford Harris voice. I think we're gonna do something, man. I think we're gonna twerk something. I think this injury is really gonna press that issue even more. So I'm pretty positive something to happen. Whether it's gonna be the guy that we really want, I don't know, but I'm quite confident that we'll do something. We got our dog Demetrius in the building. What's happening with you, Demetrius? How you doing, man? Appreciate you following through as usual. Thank you for coming in. We got our guy Wallace Smith in the building as usual. Appreciate you, Wallace. Thanks for coming in. Says what's going on with Tight. I'm chilling, man. Just chilling, man. Chilling like a villain. You know, feeling better today than I felt yesterday. I will say that. Coach Davis checking in as usual. What's happening with you, Coach? How you feeling today? It's sad to hear about Grady. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. You never want to see guys go down with an ACL injury because it's, as you know, Coach, being a coach, it's just such a tough injury to deal with, man. Very painful loss. I torn ACLs in both of my knees, and I'm telling y'all, it ain't no joke, man. The pain of it, the initial rehab of it, it's a tough injury to deal with. It's a tough injury to deal with physically as well as mentally, man. Sometimes it may take you a good year to get over that injury just mentally and to actually trust that ligament again. Because the last thing you want to happen is to tear up another ligament. So, speed recovery out to Grady. We got our brother Travis Preston in the building. Says WTF, that's where I'm at right now. C-Dub says what's good. Atlanta Supporter says can't wait for the Birds to get in playoffs. We got our brother David start checking in. David, what's up with you? How you feeling, man? What's going on? Rusty says Arthur Smith talking in circles in his press conference. That joke always talking in circles. Lord, please give me a head coach that knows what the hell he's doing. Terry ain't off the hook either. Best player available, drafting. Yeah. Rusty, that's something I talked about all through the offseason. Best player available, positionless players and all that stuff, man. But you're right. Terry ain't off the hook either. This is a no excuses year for the Falcons, man. You got to get in the playoffs. No excuse, especially weak as our schedule is. Shoot, bro. And then all these little weak, unexperienced rookie quarterbacks we playing, even though we lost the one yesterday, had him looking like Aaron Rodgers in his prime. Oh, man. DJ Games, the ACL ends careers. I hope he makes it, man. Yeah, it can. They definitely can. They definitely have also that and Achilles tear or a torn Achilles. That's some tough injuries, man. David Starr says, what's up, Titus? Sad about Grady. Yeah, I know, man. Big Ron Thomas is in the building. What's happening with you, Ron? How you feeling today, bro? What's going on? Wallace says, yeah, that was a tough loss with Grady, and I wish him a speedy recovery myself as well. We got our brother, Mr. International Kelly, checking in. What's up, Kelly? How you been doing, bro? Says that injury going to push him right up to camp, 7 to 9 months. That's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough. And you're right, because this happened like we basically in November now, midway point through the season. So yeah, that's a tough loss for us. Very tough loss. Davis says London was decent yesterday, filling his gap, but we missed Grady. Yeah. The defense was noticeably different when Grady went out yesterday. But like I say, man, hopefully London can, just step up and give us close to the production that we got from Big Grady, man. Matty T checking in says, amazing how one guy can dominate our entire O-line. Who you speaking about, Matty? Winston checking in. Our bro Winston says, what's going on, Buck and Chat? Smash the like button. Yes, y'all, please hit that like button. For me. I do appreciate it. Says great bang session last night. I was going to get on, but I was falling asleep. Yeah, we went kind of late last night, especially for a Sunday. But I appreciate you checking us out regardless. Jimmy Wayne Hall says Ridder starting Sunday. That's all. Y'all think Ridder starting Sunday? Yesterday, I thought Ridder was going to start, but what I'm hearing from the reports I'm hearing, or the quotes, I guess I should say that I'm hearing from Coach Arthur Smith now, I'm starting to kind of doubt that. So we'll see. We'll see. If he does start, his leash is going to be very short. He ain't going to be able to come in here and have these 1 and 2 and 3 turnover games. His leash will be very, very short. I got my guy Shawn Davis checking in the building. How you feeling today, bro? Says, what's up, Tyler? Over for Dez for the time being. I feel you, man. I'm biting that boat too. Because I've been saying Shawn all season I was going to give him 10 games before I formed a concrete opinion on Ridder. We just finished game 8. You know, I'm damn near ready to make my opinion after 8 games, man. After 8 games, I'm kind of over it. You know, but I'm still willing to give him another game. Believe it or not, y'all know I'll be talking a lot of junk on Ridder, but I'm kind of still willing to give him one more game. You know, although Taylor Heineke did come in and start running our offense, had our offense looking a whole lot better. Wallace says, and Timothy Horn should get brought up to the active. You're right. You're right. Thank you, Wallace. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I'm sure you're right about that as well. Marcus checking in. What's up, Marcus? Says, what's up, bro? Rise up to you, bro. Appreciate you checking us out there on Facebook, man. Hope all is well. My guy Gary Owens. What's happening with you, Gary? Says Titans up. That's a Tennessee Titans fan. That's my boy. That's my dog, though, man. Good win, though. Good win. But how about them dogs? He a Florida Gator fan too, you know. So he can talk that junk to me about Tennessee. Cool. What happened to you Gators on Saturday, man? Smash y'all again. We done beat y'all like 7 out of the last 8 games, man. We gonna start a petition, Gary, to move y'all to the ACC because y'all really are wasting our time, dog. Y'all are wasting our time, bro. Shout out to you, Gary. Corliss, what's happening, bro? Says, what's good, Toddy? The heart of our team or defense, at least, that's true. It's gone. Really should never play again this season. That Corliss then came in and bang. Oh, this. Good Lord. Facebook says, what's good, Bird Gang? What's the latest news, man? We're gonna talk. We're talking about the Grady Jarrett injury. We're gonna talk. We've already been talking a little bit about Coach Smith, and we're gonna talk a little bit about Desmond Ridder also. Abel checking answers. What's happening with you, Abel? How you doing? What's up, Tidy 4-4 and Art Smith attitude seems so familiar. Yeah, it does. I remember what happened last year after being 4-4. Yeah, and that's a crazy thing, man. We spend all this money in free agency. You know, we draft in the top 8 once again, and we're in the same position that we were last year when we had mediocre Mario. Next game is a must-win game, y'all. We can't at no point in this season go below 500. I don't feel much. I mean, we must-win game, must win. Stunts, what's up, bro? How you feeling, man? It's a damn great year. I know that's a tough loss. Face, Kivia, what's up with you? How you doing? Says, why not play your best quarterback? I don't get it. Stubborn, arrogant head coach, pompous, all that, all that. Ron says Ridder looked like a high school quarterback. Yeah, at times he do. You're right. Winston said, I feel for Grady to finally get help, then get injured. We have to make a move to help the pass rush because even with Grady not having a lot of sacks, those pressures were crucial. Yep, you're right. And Grady is a very good run defender also, you know, which I don't think he ever gets enough credit for. But a very good run defender also, you know. So that's definitely a big loss for us, man. Big loss. Anthony White checking in on YouTube. What's up with you, Ann? How you feeling today, bro? Just me being at the game yesterday with my son, it was bad. Well, I know your son was happy because I know you said he's a Tennessee fan, so he probably gave you hell on the way home. It's easy to blame Dez for not defending him by any means, but if people aren't giving the coach more blame, they are blind. You make a great point. You know, speaking for myself, like I came on here and I banged on Art Smith a great deal last night, so I give Art Smith a whole lot of blame. You know, he don't get no pass. Excuse me, he don't get no pass from me at all. Not 1 second, not one bit does he get a pass from me. I got Nando checking in. Says, what's good, Tyler? What's good with you, Nando? How you feeling, bro? What's going on with you? What's popping? King Richard checking in on YouTube says, and what's up to you, King? How you feeling, bro? I gotta admit, Tyler was right last year when he said the offense ran better under Mariota than Ridder, and now we're seeing the same with Taylor. Yeah, it was more fluid, man. It was more fluid, and just going back to that a little bit. By no way am I saying that Mariota was a good quarterback, but the offense was just more fluid with Mariota, with his skill set, and us being an RPO heavy team. The offensive line obviously was better with Mariota. You know, just his skill set and the type of plays that we ran. And the running game was a hell of a lot better. The issue with Mariota is he just couldn't throw the ball. That was his issue. If that guy had any semblance of a average or a slightly above average arm, he'd still be a starting quarterback. Still, really was probably still, well, we probably wouldn't even have the chance to pick him up last year in the offseason. But what I'm trying to say is if he could actually throw the ball, he'll be a pretty good threat at the quarterback position, man. But our offense was just a lot more fluid last year with Mariota. Crazy as it may sound. See the artist checking in. How you doing? See, how you feeling? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love. Says, what's up, fam? What's up with you? How you feeling today? Thank you for coming through. And King says Drake got a growing injury. Yeah, we got beat up last game, man. Beat up. Hopefully Drake ain't injured too bad. It's our number one receiver. Trey Airline checking in. What's happening with you, Trey? Says if the refs had called that PI against D Hop, we might have won the game. That's true. That's true. And like I was saying last night, you make a great point there, Trey. But the flip side is AJ Terrell can't just act like he LeBron and he just gonna stop playing and beg for the call and they gonna give him the call. You got to play through the whistle. That's the problem I had with AJ with that play. He didn't play through the whistle. He started selling the call and stopped playing football, and he didn't get the call. You know, because as we know as Falcons fans, you're not gonna get every call. We know that as Falcons fans. Davis is glad you're feeling better because I'm still out about yesterday. I feel you on that, bro. I feel you. You know, I got me a good night's sleep, so I was able to sleep it off a little bit. Corey checking in. What's up, Corey? How you feeling, bro? What's going on? Hope everything is well. Dre King says the offense came alive with Heineke on the center, but while behind the same O-line, Ridder had explained that, please. Okay. That's because there's a lot of issues with Desmond. One of the main issues is he's just so inconsistent. He's up and down and in the middle, just so inconsistent. And quite frankly, man, if you have inconsistent play at the quarterback position, 85% of the time you're going to have inconsistent play as a team because the quarterback is just so important in today's NFL. You know, that's the engine of the team. And the thing with Ridder, along with the inconsistency, is it takes him a long time to go through his reads a lot of time, his progressions a lot of time. Sometimes a good bit of times he's just out there scared, timid, and flustered. And that's what be pissing me off about him, bro. He be out there playing scared, man. Be overthinking it, like he's seeing ghosts, holding that ball too damn long. And man, it be pissing me off. It pissed me off so bad yesterday. And I'm glad you brought it up, Dre, because in just a moment, we're going to talk about what a tight end player said about Ridder after the game. I took it as he was trolling Ridder. You know, y'all may not feel the same, but I took it as he pretty much was kind of trolling Ridder in a sense, in a very, very subtle way. We'll talk about it and y'all can give me your opinion in just a moment. Facebook, this is Grady going to come back better and stronger with a vengeance. We're still going to rise up. Yeah, he'll be back. He'll bounce back. He'll definitely bounce back. C says tank for Knicks, tank for Caleb. I just want to get Baker off my squad. So she got quarterback issues too. And she's a Tampa Bay fan, but she's good people, my people, so y'all show a lot of love in the comments. C Dub says he talking about Simmons. Yep, definitely am. Corey said I don't think Ridder will start Sunday. All right. So some say Ridder will start, some say he won't start. We're gonna see. Well, we should get the official news fairly soon. Rest of we didn't need Dez to be the best quarterback in the league. We just needed him not to be the worst. That's very true. Yeah, here we are. Let's ring the bell on that. Because you're absolutely right. You absolutely right. Absolutely right. Lil Woosie MME. What's up, Lil Woosie? So is that a playoff big Lil Boosie name? Says I don't see what you guys see in Grady Jarrett. He averages 1 to 2 sacks per season. Look at the stats. What we need is a new head coach in Atlanta. A new head coach to Atlanta, not a head coach who thinks he's playing Madden. I can agree with you on that. Because Arthur Smith do got that Maddenology in him a lot of times. I can definitely agree with you on that. As far as Grady goes, the position that he plays, you know, he's not gonna produce a lot of sacks. He's just saying that as the interior defensive lineman. He's definitely no Aaron Donald. I don't think anybody's ever mistaken him for Aaron Donald either. But he's a presence on that D line. He has to be accounted for. You know, he draws a lot of double teams. Also, you know, the offensive coordinator they always know where Grady is at, and they're always going to send some attention to him. So with him drawing a lot of double teams, a lot of times that'll take pressure off other guys on the line. Um, and I think that's what a lot of us see in Grady Jarrett. Do I think he's like one of the top at his position in the league? Probably not. At this point in his career, he's probably not top 4, top 5, but I would argue he's probably top 10. And that's really all you can ask for from an interior defensive lineman. James Overton says, "What's up, guys? I think we need a better center and right tackle. They may address that in the draft." And I'll say this. I don't have a whole lot of issues with Dalman outside of the snaps. That's really like my only main issues with Dalman. And I think at times McGarry probably catch some unwarranted criticism at times. She says, "We lose to Arkansas. I'm going to agree with you about moving on." Let's ring the bell for that. Yeah, y'all need to get on out of here. Get on out of here. Go get to the ACC. Y'all can play Florida State area, man. Y'all, we're going to move y'all to the ACC. Corliss said, "I'm looking forward to AJ on Justin Jefferson." Oh, man, that's going to be. Well, they lost Kirk Cousins. So I don't know much about who's their second string quarterback. So that may not be the ideal matchup with them having a backup in, but who knows? Backup could come in and be like Will Levis was yesterday on us. Travis says, "Since Grady got hurt against Tennessee, they should trade Jeffrey Simmons to us for a 6th-round pick. That would be nice." Trade Airlines says, "Ridder ain't no better than Marcus Mariota. He's actually worse banging on Desmond Ridder." Like I said, I think the offense was a lot more fluid. I still stand on that. DJ Games says, "We made Jeffrey Simmons look like LT." We're going to talk about Jeffrey Simmons in a minute. C-Dubs' coach is toxic. He's very toxic. Arthur Smith is toxic, man. He called us toxic, and he toxic with us right along. Oh, toxic Arthur. My brother Uncle Steve is in the building. Y'all make sure to show some love. If you're not already subscribed to Uncle Steve, make sure you subscribe to Uncle Steve on Uncle Steve's Lounge on YouTube. He will be doing the Monday Minutia today. Not sure about the time, but it's normally anywhere from 6 to 7. But make sure to go and subscribe, and that way you can check out the show. I'll definitely be listening as well. Steve says, "Listen to the presser today. Learn 2 things. Arthur Smith doesn't play games, and Ridder is the first starting quarterback in recent history to be sat down after being cleared. Arthur Smith is a genius." I love Desmond. Man, Steve, like somebody else was saying earlier about Arthur Smith, man, Arthur try to play like these mind games with the media. He tried to play these smartest person in the room games with the media, and also to an extent with us fans too. The whole Bijan thing, and now you going with the thing with Ridder yesterday. He got evaluated for a concussion. He was cleared to come back in the game. Arthur Smith didn't bring him back in the game. He essentially benched him, which you just don't want to come out and say, "I benched him because based on bad play." Then he says he wasn't benched based on bad play. And now I think today he's saying, when they ask him who's going to start, well, I really don't know. My main concern is Dez's health. I want to evaluate his health and see how he's feeling. He's being disingenuous, he's being a little weasel, Bobby the Brain Heenan, rest in peace, being a weasel. Just, man, come on, man. Stop. Be a little more transparent, man. That's why this fan base is kind of starting to turn on him. The way he act, and the stuff that he's saying. But as you always say, Steve, winning cures all. If he come out here and he wins the next 3 out of 4, the next 4 out of 5, all is forgiven, and everything will be right in Falcons land. Torn Jackson checking in, says, "West Sam, tired of West Sam. What's your Torn? How you feeling, bro? What's popping with you?" Facebook user says, "What's up, Tyler? What's going on?" Torian Brown checking in, says, "What's good, Tyler? What we on today?" We're talking about Grady Jarrett's issue, which we've addressed earlier. Of course, we're speaking about Ridder, of course. We're talking on some Arthur Smith in some of his toxic weasel ways. And we're gonna do our player grades in just a second. In fact, I'm gonna kick those off in just a moment here. Facebook user says, Toddy, how you doing, my Falcon brother? I'm doing great, man. Hope all is well with you. Says, looks like you were on point about Will Levis. Time will tell if he will be good. Thoughts on Heineke? Make him QB1 or put him back on the bench. Yeah, and I'm glad. Well, I'm surprised you remember that because I was campaigning for Will Levis before the draft last year. I had been on that Levis train for about 2 years, and that started when they played UGA when he was at Kentucky. And first thing that stood out was his size and his build. You know, he built like a prototypical 2023 quarterback as far as the stature goes. Reminded me a lot of a Josh Allen, Cam Newton as far as just size and stature. And then one thing that stood out to me that really attracted me to him in regards to drafting him was his toughness. I saw in that Georgia game. This is when we had that great defense. Well, last 2 years, last 2 championships, we've had great defenses. But that 2021 defense, N'Kobe Dean and all those guys. But he just stood in the pocket. He stood in the paint. He went intimidated. Because I saw most of the year, that defense Georgia had just intimidated everybody. It was like Mike Tyson in his prime. He just go out there and intimidate you. And I saw Will Levis wasn't intimidated. I saw he could move. He was athletic. He was mobile. And he had a nice arm. He could throw the deep ball. And I just felt like he would have been a good fit in Arthur Smith's system. So that's why I was campaigning for him before the draft. Thoughts on Heineke, make him QB1 or put him back on the bench? I think the right move would – I'm about to surprise y'all. Because I can't lie. I think the right move – I don't know if Smith is going to do that. You never know with Arthur. But I really think the right move – about to surprise y'all – would be to continue to start check down Dez next game. Believe it or not. Y'all can throw tomatoes at me too. I'm not – it's all good. But – there's a caveat with that. The leash is considerably shorter. You start him this next game. If he comes out slow, he comes out throwing interceptions or turnovers, you just go ahead and yank him. You go ahead and yank him. And at that point, you transition to the Taylor Heineke era to finish the rest of the season. Or at the very least, it becomes a game-by-game situation. Whoever the hot quarterback is, who's ever performing the best, you do that. But if Ridder, you put him in the first half and he looks like he did yesterday, at that point, he's no longer the penciled-in starter. At the very least, you give Heineke the opportunity to take the job. You give him more playing time. You give him more reps. And I know NFL teams hate to do this, but at the very least, it's a quarterback by committee thing at that point until we find a guy that we are sure of. And I really believe that Arthur Smith's reluctance to do that because he probably feels like that's going to get him fired quicker because now he's in year 3 and we're halfway through the halfway point of the 3rd season. He still don't have a quarterback. And, that's why a lot of us like Steve and a lot of us like Kelly, Mike, John Harris, that's why a lot of us are like, hey, man, you need to get a quarterback. You need to draft a quarterback because that position is just so important in today's NFL. Albert, what's up with you, Albert? How you feeling? Says offensive line still gave away 3 sacks with Heineke. 1 was taken away from a penalty. Taylor ran out of bounds on on 1. That's 8 sacks total. I think when Heineke played, they only had 1 official recorded sack. I think there were only 1 official recorded sack. And this is the thing. I talked about this on my Facebook. I'm glad you brought that up. And I'm actually going to talk about it here on live. Yesterday, Desmond Ridder was sacked 42% of his dropbacks. 42% of the time Ridder stepped back to pass, he got sacked. Officially, when Taylor Heineke dropped back to pass, he was only sacked 5% of the times. or 5% of the time. Ridder got sacked 42% of his dropbacks. Heineke was sacked just 5% of his dropbacks. What's, in y'all opinion, what's the explanation for that? The same offensive line, but one guy got sacked 42% of the time he stepped back to take a pass. The other guy got sacked 5% of the time. I think that's a very telling number or very telling statistic. One quarterback is sacked 42% of the time. You know, I think that don't bode well for Ridder at all. What's it is it me or does it seem like that Arthur Smith target QB's arm strength, but the lack of accuracy for the routes he won't hit downfield? As far as that go, because when you look at Taylor was pushing the ball downfield. That's one thing you saw within the first couple of possessions with him, that he wasn't scared to push the ball downfield. Ridder is very timid and hesitant to push the ball downfield, and I question Ridder's downfield accuracy, and I think that's why he's a little timid to push the ball downfield in regards to that. Albert says Toddy didn't Ridder throw 886 yards the 3 games prior leading the league. How's that not making reads and scared? With me, I never been like big on passing yards. You know, I would come criticize Matt Ryan at times for his passing yards, because passing yards don't always tell the whole story. Passing yards is more of a volume stat, and I'm more of a proficiency stat kind of guy. Okay, how many touchdowns did you throw? What was your touchdown percentage with those passing yards? You know, are you actually producing and putting points on the board? You know, just a bunch of passing yards, it just don't impress me as much as it does other people. I'm more of a proficiency guy. What was the TD to interception ratio throwing the football? You know, what was your yards per attempt? I'm more of like a proficiency stat guy, because just if you're just looking at passing yards, they can be so deceptive. And I'm not trying to come down on Matt Ryan, but you know, toward the end of his career, people just kept leaning on, well, he has this many pass yards, this many pass yards. Well, yeah, he only got 24 touchdowns, and we in week 16. We only got 1 game left in the season. He only got 24 touchdowns. So if he's throwing for 4,800 yards, where are the touchdowns at? You know, so I'm more like a proficiency guy. You know, that's one great thing. And I'm not trying to compare nobody to Aaron Rodgers. There'll probably there'll never be another Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers will have 3,800 passing yards, 4,100 passing yards, and 40 touchdowns. I prefer that. You know, that means that you are being efficient. You know, that means you getting that ball and you putting 6 points on the board. And that's like Ridder's issue. Like, he struggles to put points on the board. Desmond Ridder only has 6 touchdowns in 8 games. That's not even and I'm talking about passing touchdowns. I know he has 2 rushing, but that's not even a 1 touchdown per game average when you're talking about passing touchdowns. So I really like proficiency, man, when it comes to stats. That's what I'm big on. I'm big on proficiency stats. All right, and Steve will be on at 6 p.m. For the Monday Minutia, y'all. So y'all make sure to check out Uncle Steve. And again, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure to run up the comments, run up the likes as well. And y'all keep the comments going. Also, here I'm going to jump around some people I had a chance to see just a moment. My brother Kevin Katie Dawson checking in. What's up with Kels? Has been needing your own show. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming through and showing some love on Facebook. I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you. Mass Collector checks in and says Heineke already is 11th in the league for passing yards per attempt. That's pretty impressive. Very impressive. My guy Sean J ATL in Sports in the building. What's up with you, Sean J? How you feeling? Says damn Toddy. Tomatoes team. I know, man. I'll accept the tomatoes, bro. I definitely will accept them. And y'all, and every time Sean comes through, I make sure to plug him, man, because when you're just talking about a guy that breaks down Atlanta films, he's one of the best people, if not the best person on YouTube doing it, and it's solely dedicated to Falcons film, I should say. So if you just, you know, if you like me, you're a Falcons football nerd and you want to see somebody who breaks down film, make sure to subscribe to Sean J ATL in Sports. because he does an excellent job at doing that. Excellent job. Kevin says, I think just as you do anything, he had a seat on the bench moment. That shit hurts and motivates. And if you're speaking of Ridder, by benching him, I'm gonna hope if he does come back as a starter, it'll motivate him to be a whole lot better, please. Because man, we need you to get going, Desmond. Chris Parks checking in. How you feeling, Chris? What's going on? Says, on what play was Ridder allegedly injured? Let's ring the bell on that. Chris, I don't think none of us know. I don't think Ridder knows. I don't think Coach Arthur Smith even knows. The head trainer probably don't know. I'm questioning that injury. You know, maybe something else will come out and we'll find it on film somewhere. In fact, Sean J, when you do your analysis, if you find it, Sean, please post it, man, or tag me or something and let me know, because I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it at all. At all. Yeah, but yeah, y'all keep the comments going, man. I'm gonna jump around a little bit so I can get to the player grades. Of course, we got Stephanie Johnson checking in. How you doing, Stephanie? Says not happy about Grady. Damn, yeah, I know that's a tough loss. Tough loss. Trey Airline says it's cap regarding the injury. Trey said it's big cap. One thing I do want to discuss, y'all, before we jump into our player grades for the week is a lot of y'all mentioned Titans defensive lineman Jeffrey Simmons earlier in the broadcast, and he made a comment after the game, which I thought, or I took as him trolling Desmond Ridder. And we're going to look at that quote here together here. Just a moment. We're going to look at that together. So as y'all see that on the screen here, I think this blew up where everybody can see it. After the game, excuse me, this is coming from Daniel Flick. He covers Falcons football. He's also worked, and he may still work with Sports Illustrated as well. So if you're on Twitter, make sure to follow him. It says Titans defensive lineman Jeffrey Simmons on what Taylor Heineke brought to the Falcons offense. Mentioned his running ability and added this. He was getting the ball out a lot quicker than Desmond Ridder, of course. He said he was getting the ball out a lot quicker than Ridder, of course. The part that stood out to me in this comment was him saying, of course. To me, I took it as a troll or even a little quick shot at our second-year quarterback. When he says, of course, because he could have just left it at that. He was getting the ball a lot quicker than Ridder, and that's it. But when he added that, of course, on it, it's almost like he's saying, Ridder hold the ball too long. Everybody in the NFL know that. Almost like he's saying, who can't get the ball out quicker than Desmond Ridder? Like he just sit there like a deer in headlights. Of course. So when he added that of course part to that statement, it was just like, I took that as he like, yeah, took a little shot at him, took a little troll at him. Like, Falcons, y'all got this quarterback and he holding the ball like he holding a baby. Like this the big boy league, this the NFL. That ball better be released within 3 seconds. But Ridder sit back there and he's so indecisive and timid, and he think he gonna sit there and hold the ball for 6 to 8 to 10 seconds on us. Like, man, this ain't high school, this ain't college. We coming to get you. But when he has that of course to it, is almost like the guys that's the players that watch film on him, that scout him, like they know, like it's almost like, of course he, who can't get the ball off quicker than Desmond Ridder? Like, who can't? So I just took that as like, he might was throwing a little quick shot at old Ridder, a little quick troll job on him. That just really stood out to me that he added that of course part to that statement. It was very peculiar to me. C Double said the players know. Yeah, the players do know. The players definitely know. He just told you they know. Of course. Like, that's Desmond Ridder. We all know he hold the ball too long. Like, duh. Sean J said, I got you, Toddy. If it happened another week, another conspiracy. Yep. We had headache gate last week, and this coming week we got concussion gate. So we'll see what's on the horizon for next game. Chris says, what's his QB IQ? If you talking about Ridder, I really don't know, man. It don't seem as high as I would like it to be. I will say that. Dead for days. Out the hands of 3 seconds, so you better be running for the first down. Yep. In the words of John Harris, hey, if it ain't there, you better start hauling ass. But you ain't gonna be to just sit there and hold the ball. And like I was saying last night on the post game, like if y'all go back and watch that game and you see how many plays, because Ridder got sacked 5 times and only 12 passing attempts. Again, I'm gonna repeat that stat. Ridder got sacked 5 times and 12 passing attempts. 42% of your passes or passing attempts, you were sacked. Heineke got sacked 5% of his 21 passing attempts. That speaks volumes, man. That really speaks volumes. And that's why lately I've been kind of protecting the O-line a little bit. I know the O-line ain't been playing great every game. But when the backup comes in and he throws 21 passes and he's only officially sacked 1 time, and the starter throws 12 passes and he's sacked 42% of the time, 5 times, it's hard for me to blame the O-line solely. It's hard. And y'all saw it. Y'all saw how Taylor was stepping up and getting rid of the ball as a professional that played against both guys. And this is the thing. He played against both guys yesterday. So this ain't a guy like me that just sitting here with a microphone on my laptop talking, who ain't never played in the NFL. This is somebody who played against both guys yesterday. I played against quarterback A and I played against quarterback B. And of course, quarterback B gets off the ball. He releases the ball way quicker than quarterback A. Of course, like who don't know that? So it's one of them things. Big Mike in the building says Heineke scored 20.5 when Dez averaged 16 again. Yeah, I know. That's another thing. That's another telling thing. But yeah, I said I wasn't gonna spend too much time, talking about the game again. We talked about it a lot last night post game. So let's get to these player grades, man. Let's go through these player grades and we'll go ahead and wrap this up here. Chris says Art Smith has a hard time accepting that he was wrong about the skill set of Ridder. Let's write it down for that. It's terrible when Smith can't hold his head up during the post-game interview. Oh man, let's write it. Boy, you said a mouthful then, Chris. You said, and then he began mad at the reporters for asking him just questions, and they don't be hard questions. They're not asking him condescending questions. They're asking him questions that they're asking any head coach with the same kind of circumstances around their team. So Arthur Smith been acting a lot of Bobby, acting like Bobby the Brain Heenan a lot lately. A lot. But yeah, y'all, let's go ahead and do our player grades. Y'all know every week we start with the defense, so we won't change it. We'll start with the defense once again this week. And if this is your first time joining the show when we do the player grades, we go through certain players. We don't hit everybody because we don't have the time to hit everybody, but we go through we go through certain players, and we grade them on a scholastic grading system. You can give them anything from an F, which is the worst grade. You give them, and you can go as high as a A+, which is the best grade, which is an excellent grade. So let's go through those real quick. Let's start with Richie Grant. His stat line as follows. Richie had 9 total tackles. He had 6 solo tackles, and he had 1 pass defended or deflected. So again, we're grading Richie Grant. He did give up that 1 touchdown. I need to point that out because that's not on the stat sheet, but I'm sure y'all remember. But anyway, official stats was 6 total tackles. I'm sorry, excuse me, y'all. 9 total tackles, 6 solo tackles, 1 pass defended or deflected. So what grade would y'all give for Richie Grant for yesterday's game against the Tennessee? So run them grades, and then we're going to go through the grades, and we'll go to our next player, of course. So let's see what y'all say. Just a moment. Let me catch up. Mike Easy says a B-. James says a C+ for Richie. Russell says Richie is responsible for most of these blown coverages all year, a D. Raymond College gives him a C. David starts as C minus, got burnt again. I know, right? Sean J says a C minus. Albert says Richard Grant gets a C. Too often he's getting beat on double moves. You're correct on that. As a safety, you're the last line of defense. Can't keep happening. I totally agree with that. Eric says a Grant gets a B for burnt. Banging on Richard. Trey Airline says a C minus. Chris Park says a C. C Dub says a D. Alex Too Real says a D. He is just too inconsistent. I definitely agree with you on that, bro. He'll ball out next game. Watch. He'll ball out next game. DJ Game says C because stats make you look good, but if we look at all the at the all 22 film, excuse me, we'll see all his blown coverages. Richie is so mid, so he said he's a mid pack, and the grade is a C. Big Mike says a C. Nando says Grant by the eye test. Helms need to start as soon as possible. He's French toast. Helms probably will start getting more playing time going forward, I would assume. Winston says C plus. He's a box safety, but he has to be better in coverage. I totally agree. Totally agree. So that's the grades for Richie Grant. Let's next go to who's next on our list, y'all. Let's go to Caden Ellis, y'all. One of our starting linebackers. Caden had a total of 8 tackles, 6 solo tackles, and he had 1 quarterback hit. So we were grading Caden Ellis. I'll give you all those stats again. He had 8 tackles, he had 6 solo tackles, and he had 1 quarterback hit. And we are grading Caden Ellis. So what grade would y'all give for Caden Ellis on yesterday? See here, Mike Easy says I'd rather see Helms in there. I think more playing time is on the horizon for him. I'm assuming he'll see more playing time this upcoming game. But we are grading Caden Ellis here. We got James coming in, says Ellis gets a B. David Starr says a B plus, good at filling his gaps. I agree with you on that. Trey Airline says a B plus. Eric Parker gives him a B. DJ Gamer says Caden Ellis is a real good linebacker, man. I still don't see why Madden got his speed at 82. That's disrespectful, but he runs that defense, man. He's smart and he's tough too. I like having tough linebackers, man. That's the problems I have with Troy Anderson, man. I need him to get tougher, start filling those gaps like you mentioned. Albert says Caden had a B, would have been an A if he could have finished that sack and got an INT. Yeah, he almost did get an INT. Although his face mask was grabbed on another no call. You're right about that. We didn't, boy. Tennessee got all the home kicking yesterday, bro. The rest was not on our side at all yesterday. It was not on our side. Mike Easy says a B plus. Rusty says C, nothing great, nothing bad. I can dig that. Winston says a B plus, good game, but we needed that INT he dropped. We definitely did. C Dub says a C plus. Alex Too Real says B because I like Ellis hustle, and it seems he gives his all. Yeah, he does, man. He plays with a lot of heart and passion. Mike says a B. Raymond says B plus. He's always around to play. Nando says Ellis gets a B. He was all over the field. Trey Airline says he reminds me a lot of Brooking, great against the run, a little suspect in pass situations. And Facebook uses B is a fair grade for Ellis. Chris Park says a B. So fairly good grades for Caden Ellis. So it looks like we can all agree that he played a pretty good game, which has been most of the year for him. So good game there for Caden. I can dig that. Let's move to his tag team partner. Speaking of Troy Anderson, let's move to old Nate Dogg, Nate Landman, who's stepping in, playing for the injured Troy Anderson. So let's take a look at his stat line. Nate Dogg had 8 total tackles. He had 4 solo tackles, 1 quarterback hit. And again, we're grading Nate Landman, who had 8 total tackles and 4 solo tackles, 1 quarterback hit. What grade would y'all give Nate Landman for yesterday? Please drop those grades in the comments for me. James is an A minus for Nate. Eric gives him an A plus. So far, some real good grades for Nate Landman. Trey gives him a C minus. Albert gives him a says Lamb A even took down the King one-on-one. I seen that. I seen that. That was a good tackle. He's been a run stopping goon. Let's bring the bell for that. He has. I've become a big fan of Nate. I just hope he can. I hope he can continue. Hope he can stay consistent with it. I really do. David says B plus, great solo tackle on Herring when we needed it. Yep, Albert just mentioned that. Winston says A minus. You could. I think he's saying you could feel his impact yesterday, which I do agree with. Boy, Sia Howell in the building. What's up, Sia? How you feeling today, bro? Just Nate be making plays. Always seems to be near the ball and plays with anticipation. A minus for me. So Nate gets some great grades today. Alex says A minus. I've seen him make multiple open field tackles on Henry, which is not easy. You right about that. I might be the one of the last people you want to see in open field when you got to tackle him by yourself. C Dub says a C. Those TDs on Hops hurt, but can make impact. Mike gives him an A. Milton DeVoice is crazy. Y'all act like we're a Super Bowl contender, and every QB y'all wanted is trash. Justin Fields trash. Kurt hurt. The whole team played like crap, bro. And that comes from Milton DeVoice. Okay, I feel you, Milton. I feel you on that. And I don't personally think we're a Super Bowl contender. But I hear you, man. But speaking of football and Super Bowls, I mean, what is going to be your grade for Nate Lamb and Milton? Because that's what we're doing. We're doing our grades. So drop a grade in for us for Nate Lamb, and if you don't mind. Nando says Nate Dogg a C. Nate keeps his nose on every run play. I like Nate Dogg's heart. I do too. I do as well. Rustin says give him a B just because he took down Henry one-on-one on the play. I'm being generous. DJ says Nate Lamb is a real good run stopper and tackler, but coverage is me at C plus. Trey Allen says he is not consistent. Eldridge, what's up, bro? How you feeling? Says A for Lamb. Pleasant surprise. I think he's been a pleasant surprise too. So overall, some pretty good grades for Nate. Kivia comes in, says a C plus. All right, so that's Nate Lamb. We will move to our hold on. We got some more grades coming in. King says Lamb A. He was on Henry ass. Raymond gives him a B. So overall, some pretty good grades for Nate. Pretty good grades. So we're gonna move to our next player here. Who shall we go with, y'all? Let's go with somebody I don't think we graded so far this year. Let's grade Jeff Okudah, who we acquired from Detroit via trade. Jeff had a total of 5 tackles, 4 solo tackles, and he also had 1 tackle for loss. So we are grading Jeff Okudah. Once again, he had 5 tackles, 4 solo tackles, and 1 tackle for loss. So what grade would y'all give Jeff Okudah for yesterday? Drop those grades in the comments for me. Let's see. Mike Easy gives him a B. James gives him a B. Eric gives him an A. King Richard says Lamb shouldn't be guarding Hopkins anyways. As quarterback, I'll take that matchup any day. I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that, especially how Hopkins was cooking yesterday. Albert says Okudah and all secondary for me gonna be a C. 4 TDs to a rookie as a top 3 defense, unacceptable. I certainly agree with you on that. Certainly agree with you on that, man. We had Will Levis looking like the next coming of a young Aaron Rodgers, man. Dave starts at C. Saw him in Chase Bowl way too much yesterday. Alex says A because we never hear his name. Rarely throws his way, and he comes up for a tackle. Winston says an A. As of the last couple of games, Jeff has been the best corner on the team outside of D. Alpha. Shout out to D. Alpha, man. He's played some good football for us. He played pretty good football last year too, and limited opportunities. Trey gives him a B minus. Kivia gives him a B. C Double says a B minus. DJ Gaming says I love Jeff tackling his coverage. He was decent yesterday. I'll give him a B. Mike Easy says he's arguably better than AJ. He hasn't given up a really big play as of yet. I agree on that, and you're absolutely right. Eldridge says B. Need to see a pick or two to raise his grade. I can dig that. DJ says I can't give anyone on defense an A. Unfortunately, that's respectable. Definitely not their best output yesterday, so I can respect that. Mike says a B. Raymond Collins says a B. Rusty says a B. Sean J says C plus. Okuda is a willing tackler. He is definitely. Nando says Okuda A plus. He's neck and neck on the back end with Bankhead Bates. Okay, I can dig it. Shout out to the West Side. Albert says you should give Hodge a shout out grade tight end when you hit the offense. When you hit the offense, he seems like he took that van trade personally. Okay, so we will grade. That's going to be a user's request. We'll grade Hodge when we get to the offense. We'll definitely do it. Preston checking in. What's happening with you, Preston? Says, what's up, Bird Gang? How you feeling, Preston? All right, so we'll go to our next player. Should we grade AJ, y'all? Because we normally just do one corner. We'll skip AJ this week. We'll skip AJ. Maybe we're doing AJ a favor by not grading AJ. You know, we'll skip AJ. Let's see who else we need to grade. I think we'll end it on that for the defense. Make sure I didn't miss nobody. Yeah, I think we'll end it there on the defense, and we'll go to the offensive side of the ball at this point. So on offense, let's see who we'll start with. We will start with Kadero Hodge. Hodge yesterday had 3 receptions, 75 yards. He was the leading receiver in regards to yards yesterday. He averaged 25 yards per catch. Longest catch of the day was 52 yards. He was only targeted 3 times, so he caught every ball that was thrown to him. So once again, the stat line: 3 receptions, 75 yards, 25 yards per catch. Longest catch of the day was 52 yards, and he had only 3 targets. So what grade would y'all give Kadero Hodge for yesterday? Drop those grades for me. DJ Games to skip AJ because it wasn't going to be too good. Yeah, like I said, I think I did him a favor, man. we'll come back. We'll come back Ryan for next week for AJ, man. We're gonna give AJ a break this week. We'll give him a break. I think he would have got lit up in the comments. Rusty, there we go. Rusty say AJ gets a T for trash. Winston say grade Ridder bone. Oh yeah, you know Ridder gonna get graded. James is Hodge at B plus. Albert says B plus. He's caught all his targets all year. Needs more playing time. I can agree with you on that. I can definitely agree with you on that. And I think you make a good point, Albert. Maybe he did take the signing of Van personally. You know, I can see that. Davis says B. Love the effort on the 52-yard reception. Yeah, a lot of effort on that play. Eric Parker gives him a B. Raymond says A, all for Ridder. Are you saying you giving Ridder A, or is that A for Hodge? Mike Easy say C plus. He's inconsistent. C Dub says B. He clicked with Heineken. Nando says Hodge B. If we can get this every week, we can be in most games. I agree. DJ Games says Hodge isn't that special. He's not consistent. He had a decent game, but he's not better than Jefferson, even though Jefferson dropped that pass. But I'll be nice to give him a B plus. Okay, so that's still a good grade for him. Mike gives him a B. Kibia gives him a B plus. Preston says you was right about a. What do you mean there, Preston? I'm not understanding that. So type that again for me so I know exactly what you're saying. Winston is an A plus for Hodge. He stepped up big. He stepped up big with the play of the day, and his output wasn't expected. He's low key balling with his opportunities. I can agree with you on that because very limited opportunities, and as you mentioned, you don't have a lot of high expectations for Hodge in regards to production. Eric says our wide receivers will get more targets with Heineken. Yeah, I think you're right about that. That's if he plays next week. We're gonna wait and see, or I guess this coming week, I should say. So yeah, we'll go to our next player on offense here. Let's see who we got next. Let's go to Champagne Poppy Drake. Let's grade Drake. Drake did not finish the game. He got hurt. He had a growing injury. I hope he can bounce back and not be affected too much about that. But Drake's output yesterday, Drake had 5 receptions, which led the team in catches for 55 yards. He averaged 11 yards per reception. Longest catch of the day was 21 yards, and he had 7 targets. I will repeat those stats. We are grading Drake Champagne Poppy London. He had 5 receptions for 55 yards, 11 yards per attempt. Longest catch of the day was 21 yards, and he had 7 targets. If y'all don't mind, drop those grades for me for Drake London in the comment, please. DJ Gaming says, I want Scotty Miller more involved. I do too. Scotty Miller had a great preseason as well. James says Drake gets a B. DJ Gamer says if Drake didn't get hurt, he would have had over 100 yards. Enough say A+. I could see that, especially with Taylor, how he was throwing that ball yesterday. Davis says B+. Always has that one spectacular. He does. Always had that one spectacular catch. Yeah, Drake is a tough receiver too. He gritty, man. I'm really starting to become a fan of Drake London, man. Really am. I could just imagine what he would be with, more of a top level quarterback and, more of a vertical passing scheme, or just more of a passing scheme in general. Eric says a C+. Alex says a B+ for Drake. Had a good game with with Itter before he left out, and I think he would have had more catches with Taylor. I agree with that also. Albert says London with another A for me. Was on pace for another 100-yard game, but Heineke got him and Pitts lit up over the middle. Hate to see that. Yeah, that's been an issue with our wide receivers and tight ends getting put in compromising positions by the quarterbacks. Winston says B. I felt Drake would have broke out if he had finished the game. The ball was spreading around. I can agree with that. Kivia gives him a B. Nando says London B. He was balling before the injury. Yeah, he was. Big Mike says a B. Preston says he was right about AJ. He needs to start playing like a pro. Okay, I got you. Yeah, man. Like I didn't like that, man. I don't like that. I'm a big AJ fan, but man, you gotta play through that, man. They ain't finna just give you no call. C Dub says B. He is strong. Larry from the Dixon Way. Shout out to Larry. Also, y'all make sure to subscribe to Larry as well on YouTube. Does a lot of great content, in-game commentary for virtually all sports, So make sure to show them some love. Him and his beautiful wife Shonda. Run up the likes, run up the comments, and I'm going to be on the Dixon Way also tomorrow at 4 p.m. So y'all come through and show us both some love. Diva, what's up, Diva? How you doing? Says, hey, Bird Gang was good. Drake gets an A for toughness and Dylan with his sorry quarterback. So she banging on a quarterback. Keon says trade Ridder to New York. Okay, so you gonna trade him to the Jets? So he's shipping him off to New York. Raymond says B+. He got up and caught that pass. Preston says a B+. DJ Gamer says also another thing I want Drake to work on is his separation. He's never open. His catches always damn near interceptions. I can agree with that. Separation coming off the ball, that's something that he probably needs to work on. And the crazy thing about that is Fontenot and Arthur Smith, as obviously they wanted bigger prototypical wide receivers, and that's what they went out and got. Drake, Kyle, Matt Collins, and the thing what comes with that, a lot of times the bigger wide receivers that build, a lot of times they're not the best at getting separation off the ball. A lot of times it's those smaller, quicker wide receivers who have that agility and that smaller size and stature. A lot of times they're better at getting separation off the ball. So that might be something that we need to look at or consider in the offseason. Maybe getting all these giants is not exactly the best thing. Sean J says B needed him on that last drive. We needed him badly. Needed him very, very badly. Mike Eder says B, had Drake finished the game, we would have won. I can see that. I can definitely see that. Kelly says Drake plays with light-skinned Fury. I like it. B, let's ring the bell for that. Let's ring the bell for the light-skinned Fury statement. Preston said our receivers are going to eat now. And I'm assuming that means that if Taylor is going to be the quarterback, I'm assuming that's what you mean. Keon says Giants got 8 passing yards yesterday combined. I know you playing. Is Keon, you got to be playing 8 passing yards in the NFL game? Man, they throwing more than that in Pee Wee League now. Good night. Winston's head with New York and Ridder head with New York. Send Ridder to Anchorage, Alaska. God, y'all trying to get theirs to cold weather areas. The temperature is the same as QB play. Cold, damn bum. Okay, so y'all are banging on Dez at this point in time. DJ Games says that's why I wanted Scotty Miller more involved. We finally have someone similar to Taylor Gabriel. We're not using him. We need more separation. I agree with that. We got to talk to Art Smith about that also. See if he can get out his own way. Drake King said, does anyone know why we kept fielding kickoffs on in our own 10 instead of letting it go into the end zone? Who was doing that? Trey Flowers? Was that Trey Flowers that was doing that? Boy, he was pissing me off. I think that was Trey Flowers. Y'all let me know if that wasn't Trey. But man, I was kick return, punt return team trash yesterday. They all get F's. I would grade Scotty Miller, y'all, but outside that one touchdown, he really don't have much as far as a stat. Oh no, I'm gonna go ahead. Let's grade Scotty Miller. Because that was a great catch. He had 2 receptions for 14 yards. He averaged 7 yards a catch. Had the only receiving touchdown on the team yesterday. Longest catch was 8 yards, and he had only 2 targets. So he did catch every ball that was thrown to him. So again, we're gonna grade Scotty Miller. 2 receptions, 14 yards, 7 yards per catch, 1 touchdown. Longest catch of the day was 8 yards, and he just had 2 targets. So y'all do me a favor, drop those grades in the comments section for me if you don't mind. Demetra says he gives Drake a B for Drizzy Drake London. Hughes, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Mike Hughes. Thank y'all. Mike Hughes. I appreciate that, y'all. Everybody said it was Hughes. But I don't know what he was doing, man. Was he trying to get him a contract or something? Like, what was going on with that guy yesterday? Eric says, send him to Trash University. Y'all tripping. We may need to put Scotty back there. You right. You definitely right about that. Sean J says Mike Hughes. The best guy to put back there is the guy we can't put back there, and that's Bijan Robinson. You can't have Bijan returning kicks, but that would be the best option. But as we know, you can't put Bijan back there. That's too much of a risk of an injury to him. Drake Kingston said, can we grade the special teams as a whole? Because they were pissing me off filling those kicks in the 10 during the whole first half. Yeah, I think we can all collectively, Drake, give him or them a F for that. F minus, actually. DJ Games has put Patterson down there immediately. Why TF isn't he? Why the fuck isn't he punt return? Also, we barely use him on offense. Excuse my frustration. No, that's all good. I think why you're not seeing him on special teams right now because he was just coming off that injury and playing special teams. You are at more risk of injury, and I don't think they want to expose him to another potential injury or more exposure to a more potential injury if they don't have to, especially with him coming off an injury as well. And even though I think he's been playing pretty good, or he played very well last game, it still seemed like he ain't back fully 100% if you watch him run and if you watch him cut. Mike Easy says C+, he doesn't get enough targets. James B. David says B, only TD catch. Yep, the only one of the game. Eric says A for Scotty. Winston says Mike Hughes, and then he got benched for a return from Miller. I seen that. Dan was back on the field. Keith Smith fielded a bad ball on a kick return. 2 special teams need to get way better. Yeah, who was our special team coach? Well, we need to put him under the file. DJ says Scotty too hot. He gets a B for me. He's been really stepping up the past 2 weeks. We need to get him more involved, I think. Corey says a B. Albert says grade Bijan. Oh, yeah, we definitely going to grade Bijan. So I give Scotty a C+. I've been asking for more Scotty to Hottie. He's an energy guy. Definitely is. Larry says A for Scotty Miller with limited attempts. That's fair. Hughes was hot garbage. Yes, he was. Nando says Miller C. He was dependable. Preston, this is a big boy game, Sunday against the Vikings. Plus, the quarterback is out for. Yeah, we better not lose that game, bro. I'm talking about, man. We can't lose that game. Can't lose that one. Mike says A for that catch from Miller. Alex says special teams coach F minus for line back-to-back receiving catches inside the 10. I agree. Definitely agree with you on that. Kevia says a B plus. Preston Flowers says very good receiver, just need the reps. B, I agree. C Dub says A for Scotty, and Hughes needed to walk on. Send his ass back to Atlanta on a bicycle. Winston Keith Armstrong, the special team coach. Okay, so we're gonna have a word with Keith. We got to talk to you, Keith Sweat. Why is Keith Smith returning kicks? I don't know. Raymond says a B. Keller says if you get in the end zone, you get an ace, so automatic ace. I can definitely dig that. Sean Jason hit the like button, fam. Please, y'all. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. Yeah, y'all please hit the like button for me if you don't mind. Everybody that's watching on YouTube, hit that like button for me. And also the Facebook crew, please hit that like button for me as well. Thank you. I do appreciate that. DJ Games said, if we miss the playoffs, are we cleaning the house again, including the players? I don't think we will. I think we're going to clean the coaching staff if we miss the playoffs. I think they're going to continue to ride with the nucleus that has been brought in by the current regime. So I don't think they're going to clean house as far as the players. But if we miss the playoffs, Mr. Arthur Smith will no longer be employed by the Arthur Blank family. I can almost assure you of that. He'll be gone. And I think that automatically put Terry F. Baby on the hot seat as well. I don't think Terry will be fired because he did a phenomenal job with turning the books over, salary cap, and also, Terry has proven to be the finesse king too. He finessed Tennessee with Julio. He finessed Indianapolis with Matt Ryan. And I think he also did a good finesse job with Jacksonville with Calvin Ridley. That man traded Calvin Ridley on suspension. So I think Terry will be fine, but Arthur Smith will definitely get out of here. Albert says, if we lose to the Vikings title, we all need to bang that toxicity and get Arthur Smith out ASAP. Yes, we can't lose that game, y'all. Cannot lose that game. Winston, if we lose to the Vikings with Cousins and JJ both on our heads, need to roll. Yep. And that need to be our first real true blowout of the season. Minnesota. That need to be our bounce back game. Keon said, I give all the receivers a B+. They showed all they needed was a damn quarterback to get them the ball. False-Start Falcon checking in. How you feeling, fam? How you doing today, bro? Glad you're in here. Winston says Smith return was about to go out of bounds, and instead of letting it go out, we get the ball in the 40. He fielded the ball. Miss Lisa checking in. Lisa, how you feeling? How you doing? It says Marquise Williams is the special teams coordinator. All right, so I appreciate the information. Also, Lisa, thank you very much for checking in. Albert says Nielsen is fronting those guys, so we're looking for an OC. For an OC, the end of this year, Gray, defensive coordinator, Nielsen head coach, right? I've been on the wall. Yeah. If they happen to fire Arthur Smith, I think I agree with you. I think they will move him up to head coach. I definitely agree. Because you don't want him to get out the building and go to another team, So I can definitely agree with you on that. DJ says, honest question, what did Arthur do to lose us this game? Because we complained that he won't bench Ridder, and he did, and the offense looked a lot better. His play calling was all right. He doesn't coach defense. I would say, as I said last night, man, that trick play with the tight ends, that was just unnecessary and uncalled for, man. I don't think we scored a touchdown that possession, but that was unnecessary, and that was totally uncalled for as far as that play went. I don't put a lot of the game on his shoulders, and maybe some people look at it from the fact that, well, maybe you should have brought Taylor Heineke in, and we wouldn't even been in position to lose that game. But I don't put a whole lot of the loss on his shoulders. But that play with the tight ends, man, that was disgusting. That was one of the most disgusting play calls I remember in quite some time, and there have been some bad ones. Denise checking in. How you feeling today, Denise? Glad you're in here. Says, hey, y'all. Catch you on my break. Thank you for checking us out. I do appreciate it. With his correction, it was Williams. Armstrong was the previous linebacker coach. Mike says McKay has to go. Some people have been saying that for a minute, Mike. Lee says the NFC South is still anyone's division. What is your confidence level that the Falcons will be number one at the end of the season? If I had to, that's an excellent question also, by the way. If I had to put a percentage on it that we win the NFC South, I got us at 65%. That's my confidence percentage. I got us at 65% right now. I really think it's key that we sweep New Orleans this year. I think New Orleans probably gained a little confidence by us losing to Tennessee and a rookie quarterback. So I think we need to sweep them. totally put them out of their misery this year. I think we really need to sweep New Orleans. I don't think we need to split. We need to beat them in Atlanta. We need to beat them in their crib. But I will say 65% is my confidence level. Kiva says, let's hope Minnesota QB, not a rookie, will get burnt. DJ Games started busting a laugh when you said that play it was absolutely disgusting, man. I was disgusted to watch that as a Falcons fan. Diva says, do you think at the end of the second quarter the team purposely stopped blocking for Ridder? I don't think so. That's when he supposedly got hurt. I don't think so. I don't think they did it on purpose. No. But I just think when Taylor came in, like as we mentioned earlier, man, he gets the ball off much faster. Pre-snap determinations, he's much better. Of course, he's more experienced and he's more decisive. And he also does a better job of throwing wide receivers open. And the difference with him also is he's going to attack the defense. He's going to throw the ball down the field. And when the quarterback comes in and he starts attacking the defense and he starts completing passes, now the defense, they have to make some adjustments now. You know what I mean? They have to make some defensive adjustments when that type of quarterback comes in and he's, making those decisions and completing those passes. Larry says Art Smith costs us the game. Okay, so this is the answer to your question, DJ. Art Smith costs Art Smith costs us the game with not starting Taylor, not having a QB competition to see who was the better player. This season is on Coach Art Smith for drafting all the weapons for nothing. Let's see. Albert says DJ Game and our defense has been carrying us all year. He stopped using the run game to slow down the Titans blitz and still hasn't been able to use all three of our running backs together. Puts too much on the quarterbacks. I can see that. And I can also somewhat agree with that also. Let's see. Facebook users, we need to let Heineke play against the Vikings so we can see if the play calling is the real problem. That may happen. I think we're going to have to answer that question tomorrow. DJ Gamer says if Arthur Smith was the same, he was on Dukes and Bill and Pat McAfee showed to the media, would he be more liked? Interesting question. I would probably say yeah, because he's not an asshole to them. But when he deals with local media after the game, he just becomes a complete pompous jerk.
Head east on Sandra Avenue toward Drake.
My bad, y'all. He becomes a pompous jerk, an asshole. That arrogance shines brightly when he talks to local media after the game. So yeah, I would say yeah. Denise says I also work part-time at the stadium. Don't let Minnesota take over the building, please, y'all. I hope they don't. Minnesota travels fairly well, though. They got a pretty well. I ain't gonna say fairly well. They travel well. They got a great fan base, So it might they may Pittsburgh Steelers us. We'll see. Albert says keep it a buck, Toddy. We always need to sweep the Aints. It's on site, no matter the record versus. But let's ring the bell. You're right. We always need to sweep them. You're absolutely right. Russ says find your woman who defends you the way Art Smith defends Dez goals. Okay, let's ring the bell on that one too. All right, so let's go back to our grades, man. I forget who we left off on. Let's see. We'll go ahead and wrap it up and get to our key players here. Let's grade. I would say grade Tyler, but he didn't get enough opportunities. Let's grade Bijan. Bijan had 11 carries, only 11 carries. He had 62 yards. He averaged 5.6 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown. Oddly enough, Bijan didn't have any receiving yards. I think that's the first time this year that he played the entire game. But Bijan Robinson, 11 carries, 62 yards, 5.6 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown. What grade would y'all give Bijan Robinson for yesterday? And we'll grade Bijan. Nando says red zone offense has been horrible this season. Yeah, that's been an Achilles heel for us for quite some time. DJ said, I agree. This team is I agree that this season is on Arthur Smith. The last game wasn't a coaching game that we lost, was on everyone. I can definitely see that. It was definitely our defense worst game of the season. Preston Flowers says these next two games before the bye week is the turning point for the division against the Aints. Yep. Hey, it's time to go. It's go time. James says Bijan gets a B. Albert says his conferences, he's disrespectful, doesn't allow reporters to do their jobs, and acts like everyone is beneath him and his football. Yeah, man, that's what be turning me off against him, man. He is so disrespectful in the press conference. He always cuts people off unless you asking him a question that he wants to be asked. You're right. He just have that I'm better than y'all attitude. Wow, it's very unbecoming. Very unbecoming. Larry says Art Smith is going to start Ridder. He is chopping off his nose to spite his face to give the finger to the media for second guessing his coaching. It's clear as day he is the real problem. All right, so Larry saying the coach is actually the real problem. Dixon Wells said, "Was that toxic enough for you, Arthur? Toxic Arthur." Alice says B. B plus because when Taylor took over the run game, got better. Preston says an A. Albert says B. a C plus. He needs to stop lining up at the slot. I agree. We need to stop. We need to give him more inside runs. His vision is so underrated. I definitely agree. Great comment. Nando says B. C is not his fault that Art Smith ain't no damn officer guru. Eric gives him a B. Mike gives him a B plus. DJ says B. gets an A. Whenever he gets an opportunity, he shines. His burst is there, man. One thing I noticed, CP lost that burst. Yeah, I mentioned that, man. You can tell CP ain't got, like you said, that same burst that he used to have. Could be an injury, but he looks a lot bigger than me, man, and unathletic. Yeah, Father Time probably starting to knock a little bit. C. Dust is A plus for the TD run and overall B. He got to make more of an impact. Once it says I asked y'all this question on the Wi-Fi Friday, is a lack. It's a lock. Or is that a lock or lack? It's a lack of the defense going to stumble once this season. What happens when we have to rely on the offense? We may be in trouble, man, unless they really start to get together. You know, whoever going to be the starting quarterback going forward is really going to depend on them, on how this team performs in offense. Travis Arthur has an ego that is going to damage his coaching career. I can definitely see that, bro, for sure. Nando says I'm with Larry on that. C Dub says please play Toxic by Britney Spears. Says Alexa, please play Toxic. Diva says B- for not turning his head around and missing those passes. And Diva, I hope that we just stop lining him up and a wide receiver so much. I can understand it doing it from time to time, but Arthur Smith seems to line him up at wide receiver like that's his natural position. Like, hey man, he's a running back. If you want him to catch passes, send him on some routes out the backfield. Rest says I'm not a genius, but I would be screen passing the hell out of the Yes, that's exactly the point I'm making. Once this B, that first carry of the second half was nasty, and he almost had a house call. He did. I thought he was gonna make it there. He only had one guy to beat to get there. Shawn Jason's B plus for Bijan. Posting Heineke's highlight on his IG story. Never seen. Oh damn! I didn't know that. I got to go watch that. Was he being a little subtle by doing that? I got to go to his IG when I get done. Raymond says B plus. Bijan don't go out there by himself and line up in the slot. You right. You absolutely right. And it's starting to look like I don't know, when I read body language sometimes, it's just starting to look like, to me, he'd be a little uninterested when he go out there and play wide receiver. Maybe I'm thinking about it a little too much, though. Eric says offense played better when Heineke came in. Preston says, man, what's up with this offensive line? A lot of it is the quarterback, man. And I know that's not what people want to hear, but look at the line when quarterback A played. Look at the line when quarterback B played. Dixon Way said, that's rich kid snobbiness. On point. Definitely on point. Dave, what's up with you, Dave? Dave checking this tight end. I'm sick and tired of it. Hey, Dave, we all been there, bro. We all been there. I think we'll win this Minnesota game, so it'll get better, Dave. But trust me, we all been there. We all been there. Kelly says, you remember when you did the season simulating and Bijan kept ending up with like 1,600 yards? Yeah, I do. From PFF. Kid talented, but spinning at 8 overall doesn't feel good. I agree. I definitely agree. You know who I wanted at 8, Killer. I was not in favor of running back at number 8. Still don't think that was a good pick. Still don't, But hopefully Bijan is an important piece in bringing the Super Bowl. That's the best I can give. Oh, Bijan being toxic. So Bijan was that was some toxic activity by Bijan. That you're right, C-Dub. He was being toxic too. That was definitely toxic activity by Bijan. Rest of I don't try to seem like a hard ass in here on Arthur Smith because the guy loves the game. We all know he doesn't need this job to pay his bills, so I respect this hustle, but I'm sick of the nonsense. Rest is trying to be diplomatic and then stabbed him in the back still. What's it Ovi Mugele said on his podcast? I didn't know he had a podcast. I got to check it out. Is it on YouTube? 2 weeks ago that he has insiders in the locker room. Call it. Let's ring the bell on that. Calling for a QB switch weeks before his 3 innings. Hey, remember I showed that on my Facebook with how the veterans looked at he threw that interceptions. Like you could just tell, like Dave said he was sick of the BS. They look like they were sick of it. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Speaking of insiders, I talked to one about to sound like I really got some kind of pull, which I really don't. But I talked to one of my sources today, a very reliable source, who was at the game, and after the game, y'all know you had I guess what you call it, the players' entrance, where the players come in and out before and after the game. Well, my source told me when Ridder came out, he made a point not to interact with the fans at all, which he always does, because this source is virtually at every game behind the scenes. So when after the game, Ridder he was very coy. He made a point not to interact with the fans. My source told me Ridder just went and whispered to a security guard to let his family in, and he virtually bounced. And she said that my source said that the odd thing is the fans didn't seem like they wanted to interact with him either. It was just very interesting to see that. Source told me that Ridder would not interact with the fans, and the fans act like they didn't want nothing to do with Ridder either. So, something to ponder on. Mike says, I know you didn't ask, but I'm giving Heineken A+ because he came to bang. Yeah, Heineken came in, man. He came in, keep shooting like Kobe. Days is tired of the Falcons. Soft in your opinion. Oh man, why you ask me that? You know I gotta be honest. This year I'm gonna say no. I don't think we soft this year. For the vast majority, and I'm assuming you asking about the players themselves when you say the Falcons. So I'm answering this question in regards to the players. Do I think the players this year are soft? No, I don't. I think they are very, very physical for a change. Now in the past, yeah, very soft, very soft. Again, I'm answering that question from a player perspective. I don't think they soft this year. You'd ask me that the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years? Yeah, they very soft. D Sloan, what's up, D? Checking in. What's gonna be going on with you? D said, let's get back on trade Ridder. Boy, y'all is banging on old Ridder today, man. I was trying to be a little bit nice to Ridder. D just came in and said, hey, let's get back on trade Ridder. D, who gonna trade for Ridder, dog? You think you gonna get anything worth anything for Ridder at this point? We need Ridder to have a great game. Then you gotta trade him. When his stock rises, his stock like low right now. Armani checking in. What's up, Armani? Says Smith definitely has rich kids syndrome. He does. He definitely do. And that's apparent too. It's very apparent. David says, I think Arthur Smith said Ridder because of what Boomer said at halftime. Somebody else mentioned that, but I didn't hear what Boomer said. And him calling the fans toxic. Yes. And Arthur was toxic when he benched him. He knows we got to get him in that hot seat. Definitely. Nando says, if we don't win against the Vikings, it would be an unstable house in ABG, the entire fan base. ABG, that whole Falcons fan base, man. You right. Yeah, great way to describe him. Very snarky, very snarky, very very snarky. Winston says, believe. Am I saying that right? And Falcons with Will McFadden. Then you see how I think I'm missing something what you said there once. Then you see how the sideline and the offense had new life after the switch. And I think you're speaking of when Taylor Heineke came in, and if so, I do agree. Press says coach differently in the hot seat. Y'all think Arthur Smith in the hot seat? Dave says, I am not a morale victory guy, but despite their bad performance, they still gave this pathetic offense a chance. They did, man. They definitely did. They definitely did. And the offense and the team, they came alive with a new quarterback. They said, I guess I'm in on offense. Is the offense soft? I don't think so. I don't think they saw. I don't think that they saw. I really don't. I think we got the big receivers, and I think they're physical and they're tough. Tyler, you're definitely not soft because he be trying to punish you, and Bijan not soft either. Overall, no, I don't think they're soft. You know, we could be soft as on the O line at certain players, but overall, I wouldn't give them a soft tag. I wouldn't give them a soft tag. Travis says we just traded for Kentavious Street from Philly. Okay, so shout out to that. Yeah, so we made some move. I think we're gonna make another move. Anthony Moss, we just traded for DT. Okay, so breaking news: Atlanta Falcons just traded for Kentavious Street from Philly. Yes, and I'm sure that's to provide depth for us losing Grady Jarrett. Albert says Ridder is going to be good. Todd, I really think it ain't his fault for this quarterback. I really think it ain't his fault. This QB can't develop him. I think he mean head coach. He had to sit and watch Mariota and is with an arrogant coach who should have played him earlier last year. A lot of people feel that way, that he should have played a lot earlier than he did last year. And for the sake of the Falcons, for the sake of me, for the sake of you, Albert, I hope you're right, bro. If he comes out and he starts and he plays against Minnesota, I hope he comes and balls. And maybe this discreet benching is maybe what he needed. So I hope you're absolutely right. Dave says people who want to see the GM cop is a joke. Hold on, people who want to see the GM cop is a joke. What do you mean when you say that, Dave? Smith has gotten everything he wanted the past 3 drafts. Now it's Terry's turn. Okay, I see what you're saying. You're right. Smith has gotten everything he wants. And the next drafts, the next few drafts going forward, it may be Terry, driving the car, more than Arthur. Winston said we just signed Kentavious Street from the Eagles with a 2025 7th round pick for a 2024 6th round pick. All right, so that's not bad at all. Head coach. Okay, yeah, I thought so. I put it together a little bit as I was reading it. Mike says you would be lucky to get a football parade. That's too much. Y'all wild. Millie Mills in the building. What's happening with you, Millie? How you doing, man? What's going on with you? Keller says, if we lose against the Vikings, I'm boxing Arthur Smith stuff up myself, clearing his office out, sending his ass to Hartsfield. Yeah, that's just a game we can't lose under no circumstances, man. We lose that game, it's boy. We in dire straits at that point in time. We are in dire straits. Winston says the name of the podcast. Okay, I got you. The name of the podcast is Believe in Falcons with Will McFadden. Okay, I gotta look it up. Appreciate it. For the purpose of the quote, and then after the statement, you see how the team responded to the quarterback swap. Yep, I totally see what you're saying. Tired of breaking news. Okay, Mr. GM. Yeah, I just seen that. So I still think they go out to Sweat. I think so too. I think that's who they really want. Nando said the offense can't get to 24 points per game in these next 9. Arthur Smith needs to be fired ASAP. Arthur don't get this team in the playoffs, he will be fired. He will be. Yeah, I got you, Dave. I got you. Rest of the street is a bum. No production on 14s. I wasn't for trading away a pick for a D lineman, but Jesus, we could have at least gotten someone decent like Sweat. Falcons will never get right doing shit like this. Russ called it, man, a bum. Miller says, I'm gonna be honest though. I'm gonna be honest. The boy trash. Where's the news at in this trade? Terry, we want a pass rusher with a name, not this kid. Don't we have enough details? That's what Russell just said. Also, he called him a bum. So y'all ain't happy with the trade. Y'all wow. Y'all straight wild. Y'all are straight wild. Let's go ahead and grade our quarterbacks, man. I got to get out of here. Let's start off with Taylor Heineke. He was 12 for 21, 175 yards. He averaged 8.3 yards per pass, which is excellent. Had one touchdown. He was sacked one time. His QBR was 71.6. His rating was 100.3. Again, we are grading Taylor Heineke. He was 12 for 21 throwing the ball, 175 yards. He averaged 8.3 yards per pass yesterday. One touchdown. He was sacked one time. QBR was a 71.6, and his rating was 100.3. So please do me a big favor and drop your grades for Taylor Heineke in the comment section. So let's see what we got here. Eric Parker says a plus. Winston says for the trade we just made, Sweat is still very much on the table because even if we have to go to a second round pick, we should still have another one if really keeps producing. Yeah, we need to pick up his pace a little bit too to make sure he get that contract. Mike says A plus, he banged. James says a Taylor gets an A, but he was streaky. Watch him a lot up here in DC area. Yeah. He definitely not our long term solution. We just hope he can come in if he does start and win us 4, 5, 6 games. Kelly says a B plus for Heineke. Mill says a B. Albert says I just want the Falcons to win. That's all. I'm from Cali. Shout out to Cali, man. That's like my Los Angeles is like probably my second favorite city to visit, man. I love LA. I'm from Cali, living in Hawaii, repping the Birds. They have me being questioned all the time. Cali got a lot of good teams, but I stay repping the Dirty Birds. Rise up. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Like you said, you could have chosen the team. You chose these Falcons. You know what I'm saying? So that says a lot about your character, man. We're gonna eventually get it right, man. May not be this year, but we're gonna eventually get it right. We're gonna get it right. Nato says Heineke A plus. The body language is way better on the field and the sideline. I agree with that. Diva says A, came off the bench like a pro and press conference, true professional. He was very professional in this press conference. Very, very professional. I definitely agree with you on that. Chuck, what's up, Chuck? How you feeling, bro? Says B because he could have ran for that first down, and I think you mean on that third down. I think it was like 3rd and 5, and he stopped short of getting that first down. And if he does get the first down, then that Van Jefferson drop doesn't happen. So I see exactly what you're saying on that. Sean J says an A for Taylor. John Harris, what's up, John? Says a toxic B. Giving Taylor a B. G says B, he better than Ridder. Sorry. Boy, y'all been killing Ridder all day. Winston says A, Heineke should have been starting but a long time ago, but you can see what he can bring to the table for the rest of the season till it's draft time. Yep. If both quarterbacks don't produce these last 9 games, we will be drafting the quarterback in the top end of the draft. Even if we got to trade up and get him, that's the only thing left at this point. Got to get the quarterback. Albert says Taylor B did a great job. Came in with some juice, earned that $10 million to be a backup. Alex says A plus for Taylor because he didn't fold under the pressure of being down multiple scores and came in and handled his business. Russell says was a B plus until he gave that political answer in the presser and said this is Dad's job still. Miss me, stick your chest out and say this is my job, not this. He can't do that though, Russell. You gave him a C for that. He can't do that though. He did the right thing. He had to be political with it, man. That's the right thing to say to keep the locker room in order and not create a big story. So he did the right thing. I think he knows that that's Arthur Smith's job to announce that to the media, and then he make a statement after that. So I'm not mad at him for that. Raymond says a B plus. Preston says, I'm telling you, if we can go in a bye week 6-4, we will be good, but we have to beat the Aints off that bye week. What you think? I totally agree. I totally agree. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Lisa said my biggest issue with Arthur Smith is that he told us Ridder was ready, no competition at training camp, for the QB1 position, and Ridder barely played in the preseason. So here we are at 5. Let's rank together. Lisa, you know that's one of the main things that myself and a lot of other people were complaining about. Like, hey, you told us he was ready, and then you didn't even he barely even played preseason. What he played one series that he threw an interception in. So yeah, I totally agree with you on that. One says he had to get down in the 3rd and 5 because Woodside wasn't activated, so Ridder would have had to come back in if he got hurt, and he still tried to dive for it. Lisa says, no, Heineke played it correctly in the media. No way he could have said that job is his. That is not his call. Yeah, I totally agree with that. He did the right thing. You know, he handled it like a true professional. He did the exact right thing. That's Arthur Smith's job to put that out to the media first. It's just like when when Mariota lost his starting job, because y'all remember somebody on Twitter broke the news that Ridder was going to start, and you know Ridder didn't jump out in the media and say that. He let the coach say it, and then he make a comment after that. So I agree with that. Dre said we just signed Kentavious from Philly. Can we touch on that before you end? Yeah, we talked about that a moment ago. A lot of people in the comments, they say he trash, they say he a bum. So that just may be a body that we signed. Me personally, I don't know enough about him, you know, to say how good or bad he is. But hopefully he can come in here and give us some good reps, you know, and make some type of impact with Grady now hurt. Millicent now thought he knows he about to get that job. Really needs just one more crucial pick, and the job is his. Heineke scheming. I say Heineke scheming. But yeah, I'm with you though. The Ridder, that leash for Ridder is very, very short, very short. And either tomorrow, I think at the very least, Arthur Smith's gonna have to publicly say who the guy is going into next week. One said it wasn't Heineke's job to announce or proclaim he's the guy. Let the head coach take the heat and settle the locker room and fans. Perfect veteran postcast. Yes, I agree with that. Totally agree with that as well. Let's see here what it's got. Diva says, preach Lisa, ring the bell. Yeah, we had to ring the bell for Lisa also on that. And y'all, I'm not finna let y'all trash Ridder with these grades. So we're not gonna grade Desmond Ridder today because I know y'all ready to give him a bunch of F's. So I'm gonna save my quarterback from you vultures who are ready to give him a bunch of F's. So we're not gonna grade Desmond Ridder. I'm gonna save him from the vultures and the wolves that are ready to give him an F. I wish I had Steve's soundbite because I love Desmond. But now, really, y'all, I gotta get out of here, man. This was a great one, man. I think we kind of needed this one to get some stuff off of our chests. I think most of us were very frustrated with yesterday's game. So this was kind of like a therapy grading session, man. And as always, man, you know, I appreciate y'all always coming through it, showing love and interacting with me, chopping it up with me, talking through a lot of this stuff with me. But just like y'all, I love this team, and sometimes they just work on MF nerves, and we just have to come here and vent sometimes. So I appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all. And if we sign somebody bigger, not sign or trade sign, but if we trade somebody bigger, we'll come back and do a live and talk about it and chop it up. If not, you probably won't see me again into the Waffle House. But we'll see. You never know. Again, I appreciate that, y'all. Much love. God bless. Y'all have a good week. I'm out of here. Peace.